If you're using AI agents to create code, there may be one that you haven't heard of yet that you should check out, and that is ZenCoder. Now, I've been working with ZenCoder for the last couple hours, testing it out to see exactly how it works, and I want to show you in a matter of minutes how you can create a NextJS, Express, and SingleStore app with just a few prompts, and you're going to have a working full-scale, or at least full-stack app ready to go in a matter of minutes. Let's get started. All right, so once you've got ZenCoder installed, we're then going to go ahead and try to do essentially a one-shot go at creating this NextJS, Express, and SingleStore app. To do that, once you've got it installed, come down here, click on the icon, make sure that you've got coding agent enabled, and then I'm going to paste in a similar prompt to what I've used with some of the other AI agent tools that I have been using, and let's see how it handles it. And let me go over some of the things within this prompt. So, create a modern, polished note-taking app with Next.js frontend and a Node Express API that connects to SingleStore as a backend database. The app should follow industry best practices for UI UX design, and then I've got some requirements here in terms of architecture, in terms of features, technical specifications. Again, I've iterated on this prompt many times, so it continues to get kind of better and better as I try it out more. We also have the SingleStore connectivity stuff, and we have this here as well, which is just some implementation notes. And then I need to also paste in my SingleStore connection information. I could essentially ask it to ask me for that, but I'll put it in here so we can do this in a single prompt. That means that after you've created your SingleStore account and spun up a database, which we have plenty of resources on, you can then come into our main page here, click on Deployments, connect your app, and then we're creating a Node app, so I'll click Node.js, and then so we can give as much context as possible to the agent, I'm actually just gonna copy this entire thing here and come back and paste it into my prompt. Now let's give it a go and see what happens. Now the cool part about ZenCoder that I like is that it creates the code and it creates it temporarily, and then you're able to review it, and then you can apply all changes directly through this chat interface. Another thing that you can do is you can go over to those files directly and see the changes, very much like doing a code review. You're able to move stuff in and out, or if you're familiar with doing merges in Git, it's very similar to that. Which I like that approach compared to some of the other tools that I've seen. It is kind of a nice touch. It allows you to have a bit more of this human interaction. It feels a little less automated, but it feels helpful still. So we'll let it run through, and then at the end I should get a little button that says Apply All, and that will roll out all of my changes to this ZenCoder initial app directory that this is currently running against. What I do like also about this is that, unlike Claude Code, which some of you have seen me play with before, that every time it makes a change, it tries to get you to approve it. So sometimes you just want it to provide everything so you get full context, and then you can approve individual files or apply all of those changes at once. This allows you to do that, so I'm not constantly just sitting here, vibe coding away, hitting my return key as I try to get this code generated. This puts everything all together. I can review it all before applying it, which is really nice. And you can see it's built all the code, and it's going to give me a summary of everything that it's created. Now, we can see all of these here. Do apply all. And it creates all of our files for us. Now, when you first create these, it saves all of them. But as it makes changes incrementally, I've experienced at least that you need to make sure that you resave all those files. So just do a save all across everything. Now, we could also ask it, give me the commands needed to build and run this app. And I do like how this works, especially when you look at some of the command line integrations where it's very hard to, you have to keep on flipping back and forth because you've got the agent running in the command line, and then you also need to have separate command line instances open so you can run these different commands. Since this isn't running through the command line, we can just go like this and run each of these. It's already on that directory. We can run each of these, and it's pretty intuitive. So most of us know these commands. However, it's kind of nice to have them all spelled out for us. Now it's telling us here that we need to create the .env file. Let's actually have it create that. So please create the .env file for us with this password included. Now, back in our SingleStore instance, you'll see here that we have a password. I'm going to do reset password. I'll grab this password, do reset, and then I'm going to come over here and paste it here. And there is our .env file. Okay. Now we'll click apply all. And then I'll run these commands. So this one here, well, that's because we're missing the .pem file. So this is expecting it in initial app, backend certs, and here. Now, you're going to need this if you're using our free shared tier at SingleStore. So what you can do is if you come back here, if you click on this provided certificate link, it will download the certificate that you need. You can then take that from your downloads. You can drop it into this certs directory. Now let's try and rerun that command again. I can see that 5,000 is already in use. Let's actually, instead of killing that process, let's actually change the port. Change the port from 5,000 to 501, and that should work for us. While we're doing that, I'm going to run the front end install as well. That failed here. Let's just see, maybe I was too quick to jump the gun. Okay, we'll apply all, then we'll run this. Oh, sorry, let's stop this. Then we'll run backend command here, and this is what I was mentioning. It applies it to the file, but it doesn't always save it. So you can see here that I still need to save these files. So I'll do save all, then I will rerun this command here. And we can see that the database stuff is up and running. I'm going to create a new terminal here, and I'll run the front end. And it looks like it's going to work for us. Okay, perfect. We're running on 3000. There's our notes app. Now I already created one of these in the past, so let me just delete this. It means that our database is working correctly at least. So this is our app that we've come out with. You can see it's nothing fancy, but it's a full stack app. NextJS front end, Express backend, and then we've got our SingleStore instance that's persisting data as well. So I'll click add new note. We'll call this test123, and here is a ZenCoder test. I will save note, and look at that. Now, just to make sure that this isn't persisting only to, oh, it even does a nice little jump there when you hover it. Nice, nice touch. Just to make sure that it's not only persisting to the front end and some type of local storage, let's also check out Data Studio here. I'm going to do select all from notes. You can see that I have a previous query that I ran and got a result back, but let's run this again here. And you can see our ID, title, content, created at, and updated at. Let's do a quick update just to test that functionality. And we'll do 1, 2, 3 here, update note. And you can see, we had a bit of an issue here now, right? So it's still create new note. We could go and iterate, and that's the beauty of these types of things. We can just say to it, when a note is edited, please make sure to go back to the home screen instead of showing the create new note modal or new note element. So we'll do cancel here, 1, 2, 3. Let's just make sure that it persisted here. Run this, that, and you can see that our update initial was at 15:12 and then 15:52. So about 40 seconds later, that update happened. And that is our end-to-end app that we built with ZenCoder using NextJS, Express, and SingleStore as our database. Now, if you want to sign up for SingleStore to create this same thing for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below, and I'll provide some other links there for you as well. And with that, we've built a full end-to-end application. Very simple, but it still works, and we're able to create notes, update notes, delete notes, and we were able to do all of that while persisting that data to a SingleStore database. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you're notified when the latest video drops. Thanks for joining, and until next time, happy coding.